First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me here. And about the film, as you already heard, the film was shot in 2010. But judging what we, and it's only a short fragment, but what we saw from here, and the situation now, we can see that not many changes have been through. Meaning that, yes, the bloggers were released. I mean, I see here at least 2 people who have been through the jail because of their activities online and offline. But again, they were released by special procedures. But I would say, that accusations which were false, they are still on them. So they need to go all this through court clearance to take all these false accusations out. So internet is still the only avenue where young activists can express their point of view, especially if they are critical of the current situation. But there is a Damocles sword hung over every activist, so that if you are too critical, or if you cross some boundaries that we don't know what boundaries are there, but they are surely there. So, because if you cross these boundaries, you can get in trouble, like we saw in the case of Emin and Adnan. And after this film was shot, they were released, and 2 other people got in jail because of their activities online. And they have been, again, also out of the jail. And we have seen many other people going into trouble. So it's like a vicious circle where young people got in jail, go out of jail, the other people got in trouble. Why? Because they are expressing their views, they're exercising their freedom of speech online, because there is no other avenue left for this.
Thank you. Rauf, it's good to have you here. Tell us what is your reaction to the film and the vision, the picture of the country as painted in the film?
First of all, I would like to thank you for invitation, and it's very nice to see all these people here. About the film, I highly appreciate the efforts of Leticia in doing this project, but for the first time I saw this film just a year ago, and when I watched the first 3 minutes of this movie, the rest of the movie was clear for me. I already know whom I will see in that movie and what they're gonna tell there. And actually, I saw what I guess. That movie is one-sided approach to the issues, what's going in Azerbaijan, what's going here. And most of you are for the first time in Azerbaijan, you are not so informed about Azerbaijan, the issues. But I would like to say that it's one-sided movie, and you can see the Ali, not me. So there was not point of view of the pro-governmentalists or somebody from like ruling party or some officials. Yeah, it's one-sided. But in reality,
take this opportunity then to rebalance and to tell us what, in your view, are the consequences for those bloggers and others who criticize the government.
Actually, there are a lot of bloggers who criticize, and let's say they are criticized in a more polite way, and they are more motivated than Emin and Adnan, and they never jailed. Maybe some of them are in this room participating there, but I believe that that case of bloggers, and let me come to that issue, the bloggers. We have to define all people just call Adnan and Emin bloggers, but I've asked one time, it was in 2010, I think, you call them bloggers, but can you tell me the name of their blogs? I want just to see that blogs, but there was no response. So let's just call them online activists. And I deeply believe that their sentence was not directly related to their activities and that movie, because there are a lot of people who are doing such movies, videos and activities, and they are never jailed.
I just want to understand, before Ali comes back, I just want to understand from you to clarify. Are you saying that there are such things as acceptable, respectable blogs and those that are not acceptable and respectable? Do you believe in a process of sort of government licensing of what is an acceptable blog then?
No.
Right, no, you go ahead, it works.
No, I mean that there are a lot of bloggers and they are criticizing the government and what's going on here, but they never jailed. So, and some of them are doing it better than our online activists, Adnan and Emin, but they never jailed. And saying that, so if you will criticize...
What does better mean? What does better mean?
They have much people around them. They have much more support in the society. They have like people who will just support them in Baku, in Azerbaijan, and in real life, not only online, not only by liking and commenting,
Ali, you come
online.
Yeah, I just want to start from the last comment about the support. Bloggers are not politicians to need support. They're just people who express their views. So they can be in minority, or they can only have only one voice. But this doesn't mean that they should be arrested. And that discourse that they are not bloggers, I just don't want to go into this discourse because, okay, they are not bloggers. They should be arrested then. I mean, it's like, I mean, Emin and Adnan and the people around them, they were one of the first people in Azerbaijan who started all these new media activities. You can check even the archives in YouTube and then the old blogs that are still online. I mean, to go into these details, okay, you don't have a link of your blog, that means, okay, you go to jail. You have a link, okay, you are good. And at the same time, coming to that point that there are people in Azerbaijan who blog and who are not arrested yet. I mean, if all these people who criticize the government will be arrested, there will be no space in the jails for these young people. I mean, of course it's impossible to arrest all these young people writing online their critical views. As once Miklos Harashti, former OSCE representative for freedom of media, said, the Azerbaijani government is going through a painful process. They realize that there's a new sphere which is not under their control, and this is the internet. So they control the media, they control the civil society, they control the other spheres, TV, but internet, they don't know how to act with it. They can't control it, so they resort to old-fashioned ways. Like they arrest one blogger to intimidate like hundreds of them, or they assault one activist to say that other activists, just look, this can happen to you. So this is the case in Azerbaijan.
I want to come shortly to questions, but Rauf, I just want to ask you to pick up on one point that Ali said earlier, which is people do not know where the boundaries are. Is that correct, or is it very clear where those boundaries are, and what are those boundaries?
Actually, let me just tell you some figures about the internet and the internet users in our country. The population of Azerbaijan is more than 9 million, and 65% of the whole population has an internet connection, and people use internet via mobile devices. And one more information, from all mobile operators, if you have a smartphone or a mobile phone, you can use the social media, especially the Facebook, for free.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about access, I'm asking about boundaries.
I'm coming to that. And right now, IT sphere is one of the priority fields of the government, and they are heavily investing and encouraging the people use that source, use that tool in a useful way, because online activism is very important, vital for us right now, and we want more people to use that, to know that, and as Adnan said, to become educated, to become active, but the society must have a benefit of their activities. So, and in my opinion, there is no any boundaries, or nobody blocks the road for the internet activism in Azerbaijan. So it's free. You can just use all the resources there.
Right. We're going to come very shortly to questions. Bill, do we have a microphone? Great. Before we do that, just very quickly, both of you, what are your recipes for a more harmonious and a freer, if that's what you wish, Rauf, blogosphere in Azerbaijan, say over the next 5 years? In concrete terms and briefly, what needs to be done? Ali, you go first.
Okay, so as I want to like cite myself, as I said that, as I quoted Mr. Harashti, that the internet is like Azerbaijan is going through painful process. So I think that the Azerbaijani government should understand that this is a new sphere and which is out of the control. It's impossible to control it. Either you go North Korea or you have an internet. You can't have a half-free internet like in. Okay, for that you have to be like a big country like China, where you have all these means and etc. All your internal market. But for Azerbaijan, you have only two options. Either you go North Korea, that cut off all internet, or you accept that this is a new sphere out of the control. And in my receipt would be, and I hope that wouldn't remain a wishful thinking, is that government just accepts all this reality, stops harassing the online activists, because it's also not productive. You harass one blogger, 2 of them are afraid, but 5 new ones emerge. I mean, this is not productive, so you should realize that if you are a government, you will always have critics, whether offline, whether online. So nobody in the world has been successful in silencing critics till the end.
Rauf.
Thank you.
I totally disagree when some groups just blame the government and say that so the government is trying to block them to do something to just cover their unsuccessful activities or their failures. It's just easy to say that. So we couldn't achieve success because they didn't let us do. Actually, there are opportunities. Nobody blocks or bans the activities. It's free. You can do. The number of Facebook users in Azerbaijan right now are 900,000, and at recent 3 months it increased more than 50,000. And the number of Twitter users are more than 40,000, and even the President of Republic has a Twitter account and Facebook fan page. And we have 20 online internet TVs, and none of them never were blocked. And especially in Azerbaijan, there is not website that blocked. There is no blog were blocked or banned. So it's all the activities on the internet is just open and free. But
a question, 2 questions there on the side.
Good evening, my name is Arzu. I'm a blogger myself from Azerbaijan. I have a question to Rauf about his definition of blogging better when you criticize. Is there a better way to criticize? If you have any ideas, could you please suggest? Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we have the second question?
You take the first question first.
Okay. So when I mean to blog in a better way, it means that when you are running your blog, there are many people who support you, who agree with you, and they share the same values, and they are ready to stand by you, not only by liking or sharing in the Facebook, but in real life too. And there are bloggers that they blog in a better way than them.
Right. Yeah, behind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So my name is Emin Milli. I'm out of jail. I'm very glad that I'm out of jail. And I hope that many other prisoners, which are political prisoners who are in jail now, and Council of Europe will make...
Sorry, Emin, can you please stop talking behind? I just think it shows a little bit of discourtesy. Please, can we be silent until this session is over, which is only another 5 or 10 minutes? Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope that also other political prisoners will be out of jail soon, because according to the report of Strasser, there are at least 80 political prisoners, and this is the rapporteur of Council of Europe on political prisoners. And in January, Council of Europe will decide, will make a decision about basically accepting this list. I'm sure it will be accepted. So what can I say? I want to thank Ali and Rauf for giving us these different views about situation in Azerbaijan. I have nothing to actually to tell Rauf or Ali. I think they did a good job. What I would like just to invite you to do is tomorrow, my open letter to President Aliyev will be published in The Independent and in Polish newspaper Gazeta Wyborcza, the biggest newspaper in Poland, and it will be also in Azadlı newspaper. So I would like just to invite you to share on Twitter and Facebook this letter of mine, where I speak basically about fear people have here in Azerbaijan to use internet, because President Aliyev's main message is internet is free in Azerbaijan, what Rauf was talking about, and what Ali said and what I say in my letter to President is freedom of internet is not just technical freedom of me going on Facebook now and criticizing the president or his policies or this government's policies, but internet freedom is also, it's both online and offline, because if you write something on internet but you are not sure if you go on the street you are not attacked, it's not freedom of internet. So please share tomorrow my post, my letter on Independent, and many other media platforms also are joining it. So I invite you to share the truth about Azerbaijan tomorrow online. Thank you very much.
I think we can move on directly to this lady here in the second row. I think that was a statement more than a question from... So thank you.
Thank you very much. Gürsel Safarova, young activist. Welcome all foreigners to our country, to IGF or another event. So I have one suggest to the movie maker, that girl, I forgot her name. Yeah. Next time, when she will decide to have movie, to make movie here, I would like to invite her to the camp, refugee and IDP camp, because there are a lot of other and very important issues for Azerbaijani youth and for Azerbaijani country. I don't mean government. This is the 1 million Azerbaijani IDPs and refugees who was fired out after the occupation government of Armenia. So I think this is the most very interesting and very useful for the regional peaceful building issues and the human rights. If we're talking about the internet issues, if we're talking about the promotion, about the, how to say, human rights, let's think about first about this. Why? Because for Azerbaijan now, the main problem is the territorial integrity. So territorial integrity is based on the human rights. So first, let's defend human rights of that 1 million refugees and IDPs issues. After, let's, how to say, make movie about the bad places, good streets, and etc. So I think this kind of movie was one-sided. This is my own opinion. And what about the blogs, and what about the directly these issues which our experts said? For my opinion,
okay, I think yes. We've got the. I think
yes.
That
one minute, just one
very,
minute.
Very quickly, I'm looking for questions.
Internet is free in Azerbaijan. Everything is depend on himself or herself. Criticizing or not criticizing, we need to compare what we do, how we behave ourselves. So I think the main is that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Ali, would you like to come back on that?
I just wanted to comment on this, especially the internet is free mantra. Yeah, internet is free technically, as Emin also said, but it doesn't. But it's not the whole of the picture. Just look at TV, other media, and then internet, and then look at the people. What happens to them after they criticize or write something critical in their Facebook accounts? Like Azerbaijan is among 5 countries in the world where writing online comment can land you in jail, because we already have a person who went through jail, like spent there, I think around a year because of a text he posted on his Facebook. And
I'm sorry, who was that?
Cabbar Savalan. And coming to, and also like and also the Emin and Adnan, why they were arrested. We all believe that they were arrested for that YouTube video that you saw with the donkey playing the violin. So we all believe that they were arrested for that YouTube video.
Sorry, I'm going to have to say to others who want to continue the conversation, have to do it afterwards, because I want to fit in one or two more questions from people who have not made remarks or asked questions. I'm saying this without knowing the position from which they are coming. Are there any more questions? There was one. I've heard from you before. A gentleman there, yeah. And then gentleman there, and then we will close it. Thank you. Yeah, so should be on.
From a safe NGO organization. I want to ask actually I just came back from another country to Azerbaijan, and I realized one thing.
Could you just come straight to a question, please, because we need to...
Okay, I just want to ask one question. After Adnan and Emin Milli get free, and they still criticize Azerbaijan government, and Mr. Ali also still criticize Azerbaijan. But all the bloggers is now free. Is there anybody in jail?
Right. Ali.
As I said, they are free, but they still have that false conviction on them. So they still have that in their CV that they have been arrested for hooliganism or something else, meaning that they are not cleared of these false convictions. And second thing is that, okay, I mean, at the moment, there can be no blogger in jail. Okay, but just as I said in the beginning, that we shouldn't. I mean, you say that there is no bloggers in jail now, but what about their case?
Okay.
What about their case? But they were in jail.
Okay, right.
And also, I want.
Yeah. Khalid of my mother is in jail. Khalid of my mother was doing research, and he was placing in Facebook videos highlight his police involvement in human trafficking, and he got in jail for.
Okay.
For
all right. I'm going to have to bring this. Okay. I'm going to bring this to order, both of you. Please. We have. Thank you. We have a question here. And
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay. Both ladies, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want a comment. Like Letizia, as you know, Letizia said that Human Rights Watch just released a report saying that there are 8 journalists in jail and 3 human rights defenders in jail.
Can we move on? Right. Sorry. Both of you. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Edmond Yakane. I come from South Sudan.
No, afterwards. I'm sorry. No.
I'm an activist. Just mine is, what is disturbing me is the use of access to internet in better way. Thus, self-expression of an opinion requires popularity support before expressing it, or it is first to express, then buys popularity.
So are you saying that somebody...
Yes, I'm disturbed a bit with the word he used. People need to use access, or people need to use in a better way. The word better.
Right.
The way how they find the use of the word better.
Okay.
I'm asking him, expression of an opinion, does it require one to purchase popularity before expressing it out? Or one have to express it out and then it buy popularity? Can you define the word better in a better way?
But thank you for that. But I think we've sort of answered that earlier when you were asked to define that question was. I mean, it's a good question, but it was asked before. We have one more. There's a lady just there, and this will be the last question. Yeah, just put it close to you, I think.
It's not working.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's working.
Yeah.
I'm Abi from Lebanon, activist, also an online blogger. First, I want to address the government representative here.
I'm not the government
Of
representative.
course you are. 1. 2, I just want to give an example from our region. You remind me of the Assad regime, who used to send his army men in...
Okay, could you ask a
I'm
question,
sorry.
please? Ask a-
I
I
will.
will not answer that question. If
Stop,
if
fine.
they are starting with
Fine,
the
fine, fine.
Wait,
offending the
Let me
people,
ask a
I'm
question,
not
you can
offending
respond.
anyone.
Okay, just ask the question.
You cannot limit the use of internet to a Facebook status about the weather or anything. Freedom of speech and online, the human rights online is the same as the human rights offline. And it should be treated in the same way, starting from freedom of speech and expressing oneself. So you cannot put your own characteristic that fits your government or what you
Okay,
like.
and what is your question?
There's a statement, actually.
Oh, it's a statement. Okay, thank you. Rauf, do you want to just very quickly respond, and then Ali, just a couple of final words at the end?
I always believe that all the discussion and the debate should be on the base of mutual respect. So if there is not respect, if somebody is starting in the first sentence, starting to offend the opponent, there's no way.
What about the substance of her point, or do you want... Okay.
I'm not going to comment.
Right, Ali, the last word goes to you on where we are.
So where we are, I would say one word: uncertainty. I mean, we are in a situation that we don't know how to define it. I mean, there are still danger for the people who write critical things online, and these one of the points of this danger is that it's not predictable. So it's an unpredictable, uncertain situation for Azeri activists, and I would conclude that saying that so every Azeri online activist has his or her own Damocles sword over him or her. So the thing is, nobody knows when that sword will fall down on them. So that's my definition of the current situation now.
Right, we are well and truly over. I have never had the... go on, just quickly, Rauf, because people... yeah, go on.
Just quickly. So as a conclusion, we have... Not everything is perfect, and we have a long way to go. And to achieve our goals, we have to cooperate. We have to cooperate, we have to debate, we have to discuss, we have to share our ideas and listen to each other's opinion. And I would like to thank Google who made this step and invited us here. And I believe that we will, with this, the most important thing that we have a willing to go forward, and we will go, and I believe that we will achieve our goals and aims with these brilliant people.
Right, I've never had the privilege of moderating a US presidential debate, but I think this comes fairly close in terms of spice. It started demurely, eruditely with Vint. We graduated through the film to a full-blooded discussion about freedom of expression in Azerbaijan, which I'm sure is going to continue shortly afterwards. That it took part in Google's Big Tent, I think, is a great testament to the organizers. I'd like to thank my colleagues at Google. I'd like to thank our local organizers, and I'd also like to thank the venue itself for putting on such a splendid occasion. It really, I think, maybe breaks new ground in this country. We shall see. I'd like very much to thank Rauf and Ali. I would like to thank Letizia for presenting her film before. I'd particularly like to thank Vint for his session at the start of this evening, and I'd like to thank you all for coming now. Please enjoy the music from the wonderful Azeri folk band Buta, and enjoy the food and the drink and the rest of the conversation. Thank you.